This is WENY News.
Hello and thanks so much for clicking on the webcast. I'm Ross DiMattei. Here's the latest now from WENY News and the Star-Gazette. New York's most recent jobs report shows record-setting job growth in the private sector, in part thanks to Ithaca, but no thanks to Elmira. After adding more than 36,000 jobs in July, state labor officials say the number of private sector jobs in New York has hit an all-time high at nearly 8 million. And the unemployment rate is holding steady at 4.7%, 0.2 lower than the national average. Ithaca is one of 3 small areas in the state showing the most rapid job growth this year. Meanwhile, Elmira and Binghamton are 2 of the few cities in New York that lost jobs in July. A new law in New York State is trying to make sure hospital patients completely and clearly understand their rights. It's requiring hospitals to post statements explaining your protections against surprise out-of-network medical bills. And it's also explaining your right to designate a caregiver who can take instructions for you on how to care for yourself when you leave the hospital. The law's sponsors say the notification requirements enforce 2 major recent changes in New York law on patient rights. The law will go into effect in 6 months. Hurdles created by new MMA legislation may keep a majority of fighters out of the cage. New York is the last state in the nation to legalize the sport professionally, and according to our media partner, the Star-Gazette, the new law requires promoters to secure a $1 million insurance policy per fighter per match. And 2 other $50,000 policies are also required to cover additional injuries. Mixed martial arts will become legal in New York on September 1st. Well, one thing we've come to expect during this campaign cycle, Donald Trump will say and do the unexpected. But this time he's expressing a new emotion, regret. For the first time, Donald Trump says he regrets some of the hurtful comments he's made along the campaign trail. Take a listen to this.
Sometimes in the heat of debate and speaking on a multitude of issues, you don't choose the right words or you say the wrong thing. I have done that, and believe it or not, I regret it, particularly where it may have caused personal pain.
This is a rare admission for Trump, who has said in the past, quote, "I like not to regret anything," end quote. Some political contributors believe he's trying to reset his struggling campaign with just 80 days left until the election. A Pew poll released just yesterday shows Trump trailing Hillary Clinton by 4 points. A New York Senate candidate wants to meet you and your neighbors tonight. Leslie Danks-Burke is running for the state Senate's 58th district against incumbent Tom O'Mara. She's hosting a community event tonight at the Elmira Holiday Inn Riverview. The event is free and it's open to families. Danks-Burke will talk about her priorities for the district, and there will be activities for the kids. The event runs from 6 to 8 p.m. tonight. And now here's Craig Flint. He has a look at today's forecast. How hot does it get today, Craig?
Borderline hot. You know, I like to reserve hot for 90. But, you know, I guess it's splitting hairs because we're going to increase the humidity today. So it will feel very warm to borderline hot for some. The issue this morning, especially in those fog-prone areas, are this layer of very dense and thick fog. If you have that, probably figure through 8, 9 o'clock, and then the sun will come out and there should be increasing sunshine, so fairly bright for a little while, but you'll notice through the afternoon those fair weather kind of homegrown cumulus clouds and a high of 87. Overnight, mainly clear sky, and again, just the chance for some isolated valley fog. I don't think it's going to be widespread. Saturday morning is what we're dealing with this morning with a low of 61. Wanted to bring you up to date on the drought situation. Unfortunately, not good news as we go in a little bit closer here. Notice our area, this little upside down kidney bean here, encompassing Ithaca and parts of Tompkins County and Lansing and Newfield, and then down into northern sections of Chemung County, much of Schuyler County, Watkins Glen, Burdett, Hector, Reynoldsville, Lakeland. These areas are now what we consider an extreme drought because the soil moisture is just not there. And, you know, what does that mean? Well, water restrictions, water shortages, and widespread loss to crops. The recent rains of late haven't really helped much. And then there's also a little stripe of extreme drought right along the 5 and 20 corridor over the northern Finger Lakes. Need some rain Not going to happen today, probably not Saturday, but once we get into Sunday, there will be scattered soaking storms around. Forecast then for the northern tier today, expect sunshine, a few puffy fair weather clouds becoming more humid by afternoon, highs well into the 80s. High of 86 for Elmira, 87 in Corning and over the Finger Lakes. Parched. Sunshine, some of those puffy fair weather clouds, more humid, highs in the mid-80s. Here's a look at the last 6 hours of satellite and radar data and a good deal of clear sky. With high pressure in charge and a little bit more of a southerly component to the wind, will mean temperatures get into the 80s today along with increasing humidity. I think 90 Saturday, there's the chance for an isolated shower late in the day over the far northern and western sections of the viewing area in northern Finger Lakes. 90. Sunday, stormy. Very muggy, so storms on Sunday will likely have torrential downpours, 84, and then talk about a dramatic shift in our weather into next week. By Monday, arguably fall-like with a fresh wind and 75 and really some top-notch weather Tuesday and Wednesday. Again, hard-pressed to find any rain other than Sunday as we look ahead into next week, Ross.
Fall-like weather doesn't sound too bad after the summer we've had. Thank you so much, Craig. And for the latest news, weather, and sports, be sure to watch WENY News at noon, 5:30, 6, and 11. And don't forget to pick up a copy of today's Star Gazette. I'm Ross DeMattei, wishing you a great Friday and have a great weekend, too.